Hello everyone, so I hope you're doing well. Now we have started our new coursework about the basic calculus in chemistry, right? So we have started with the introduction to moles. Now in our previous video, we have discussed what this concept of moles is all about and how we can calculate moles, how to derive an equation. So I will put the link here if you're wondering where's the video. So you can watch it if you are interested in it, or otherwise if you have the idea about moles, if you are came directly into the calculation of this molar mass, then stick with this video. We will talk about it. Now when it comes to the molar mass, what you need to understand is molar mass means if you take a 1 mole of anything, right, of anything, it can be a compound, it can be a solution, it can be, I mean not a solution, I mean it can be atoms, it can be anything. If you take 1 moles of anything, the weight of this 1 mole, let's say you have taken carbon dioxide, right? Carbon dioxide is a gas. So if you take 1 moles of carbon dioxide and then weigh it under suitable conditions, the weight you get is the molar mass. A mass of 1 moles of specific substance. It applies to any sort of compounds. It can be magnesium oxide. The molar mass of magnesium oxide is, you take 1 moles of magnesium oxide and the mass of this compound. Mass of this 1 moles of magnesium oxide, right? So based on this definition, we can derive an equation. Here, look at this. Let me take yellow color, okay. So molar mass, we denote it by capital M, is equals to the mass, right? Normally we are taking the mass from the SI unit of gram, right, over moles. So moles are we taken by MOL, moles, the SI unit for moles. Now the unit for molar mass is coming from gram per mole, right? Grams per 1 mole, that's the definition, right? So I always try to encourage you to understand these equations. Don't try to memorize these things, try to understand. So it would be much more easier when it comes to advanced problems. Now you can take this equation for our calculation. So we will do some few examples, right, to get the idea of it. Now this is one of the simple examples. You have magnesium oxide sample. You have to calculate the moles of this magnesium oxide in 0.22 grams. Okay, so we assume the magnesium oxide is pure, which means there are no other substance. The whole 0.22 gram of this sample is magnesium oxide. Now based on the equation, right, based on the equation, you need, this is the equation. So you have the molar mass is equals to the mass over the number of moles. Now you know the mass, right? You know the mass, but you need to calculate the molar mass. You need to calculate the molar mass in order to calculate the number of moles in this magnesium oxide. So molar mass, in order to calculate the molar mass, you can use these small details that is given in the question. So these are atomic numbers. So 24 is the atomic number of magnesium and the oxygen has a 16. Oh sorry, it's not the atomic number, it's mass number, right? The mass number of magnesium is 24 and the mass number of oxygen is 16. So in magnesium oxide, let me take the white color, okay. In magnesium oxide you have 1 magnesium atom and 1 oxygen atom, right? This is not 10, it's oxygen. This is oxygen. Okay. You know the mass number of magnesium is 24 and the mass number of oxygen is 16. So you add both of these, then you get 4 and 6 is 0, 1 and 2 is 40. So this is the molar mass. You can calculate the molar mass through this small process. So this is the molar mass. The unit comes from gram per mole. So now you know the molar mass also. So now you apply the given data. So we have 40 gram per moles equals the mass is 0.22 gram over the moles. I will put the simple n. Now you exchange the n and 40. So n equals to 0.22 over 40. If you simplify this, you will get 0.01, not 1, it's 0.006. I guess I'm right. Okay. Let me check it here. Yeah, sorry, it's not 0.6, it's 0.0055. Okay. Now what's the unit? We are calculating the moles, right? So the unit should be moles. This is the answer. So I hope you get the idea about how we can apply this molar mass in our normal day-to-day calculations. Now let's look at this one. Calculate the number of oxygen atoms in 0.25 grams of calcium hydroxide. Okay. Now I will give you the mass number for calcium as 40 and oxygen as 16 and hydrogen as 1. Now we have to calculate the number of oxygen atoms. It's not about the moles, right? It's about the number of oxygen atoms. Now you know, in order to calculate the number of oxygen atoms, we can use the relationship between the moles, or otherwise the definition of moles. If you remember first video, you know, if you take 1 moles of anything, I mean anything, it means there are 6.022 times 10 to the power minus 23. If you take anything, let's say oxygen atoms, if you take 1 moles of oxygen atoms, which means there are this number of oxygen atoms. 1 moles means this one. Okay. Now we know this definition using the basic chemistry. Now we need to know exactly how much of moles of oxygen are in this particular compound. We know about the calcium hydroxide. Let's first calculate the number of moles of calcium hydroxide. Then we can move into the number of oxygen atoms, because you know oxygen atoms are in the calcium hydroxide. So first let's calculate the calcium hydroxide. So here I am doing calculating the number of calcium hydroxide moles. So we can use the simple equation based on the molar mass. So we can calculate the molar mass through here. So I am calculating the molar mass. So let me erase this one. So I am calculating the molar mass. So we know there are only 1 calcium, so 40, and here you can see this is a bracket, right? So there are 2 oxygens and 2 hydrogens. So I will put a bracket plus bracket. 2 oxygens means 2 times 16 plus 2 hydrogens means 2 times 1. Here 16 is oxygen's number. Okay. Now after the simplification we have 40 plus 32 plus 2. So you will get 34, 4 and 3 is 74 grams per mole. Now based on the equation, the molar mass M equals the mass, simple M, over N, the moles. Now you know the molar mass through here, you know the mass, so you can substitute the particular values to this equation. Molar mass is 74 grams per mole equals the mass is 0.25 grams and the moles we don't know. So you shift the number of moles and 74 over here. So you get the answer for number of moles as, let me calculate it, 0.0033. Oh, we can, okay, let's go for 37. Okay, so this is the number of moles you have. Okay, now you look at this one. So we have calculated the number of moles, but not for the oxygens, right? We have calculated the number of moles for calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide. So if you take 1 mole, if you take 1 moles of calcium hydroxide, if you take 1 moles of calcium hydroxide, you will see there are 2 times of oxygen in it. Because if you take 1 molecule of calcium hydroxide, there are 2 atoms of oxygen. Okay? There are 2 atoms of oxygen for one molecule. Now if you take 1 moles, then what happens? You have 2 moles of oxygen. Whatever the amount you take, there are 2 times of it, the oxygen atoms. So you have this amount, this amount. So I will write it like this. I will write the oxygen, number of oxygen moles equals 2 times 0.0337 moles equals 0.00674 moles. Now this is the mole. Now this is the oxygen moles, right? Oxygen moles. So now we know the initial relationship between the moles and how much they are in. So in order to calculate the number of oxygens, very sorry if you are hearing some raining, but there are some heavy raining around this area. So if you want to calculate the number of oxygen atoms, what you have to do is you have the number of moles and you have to multiply it by 0.22 over 10 to the minus 23, because we know in 1 moles there are this amount. In 1 moles there are this amount of oxygen or anything. If you take 2 amounts, this times 2. If you have this amount, this times this amount. So this is the answer you have. So there are no units because we are giving an amount. So there are no units. This is the number of oxygen atoms in this particular sample. So I hope you get the idea. If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. I will try my best to answer those questions. And this is a very simple concept. Try to understand it, and let's do some questions later on after this video series. So you will get this idea much more in better place. So we will meet on the next video. Subscribe and share.